Good morning. Good morning, and thank you, Chair. Chair Boswell, thank you so much for hosting us today in Dedham, welcoming us today. And you know, that line did not get enough applause, Marauders. That's a big deal. You guys are home to the first school, the first taxpayer-funded school in the country. That's a big deal. I just reminded, because we're going to celebrate 250 years of this great country this year, okay, in 2026. And of course, we started partying earlier this year because Massachusetts is where it all began. And so it's wonderfully consistent with that to know that right here, Dedham, Massachusetts is home to the first taxpayer-funded school in the country. Awesome, awesome thing, and really the right setting for today's really important and exciting announcement. It's an exciting announcement because it's about the future of high school here in Massachusetts. Thank you as well to Superintendent Murphy, Principal Forrest, the faculty, the staff, and the students at Dedham High School. It's great to be here today with all these folks. I'm going to tell you who some of them are. We have our Lieutenant Governor, Kim Driscoll, who's a former chair of the Salem School Committee, Secretary of Education, Pat Tutwiler, Commissioner Pedro Martinez of the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, Chair Catherine Craven of the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, Commissioner Amy Kershaw of the Department of Early Education and Care. I'm so grateful to our partners in the legislature for so much, and so glad that we are joined today by Leader Alice Peisch, and as mentioned, our Senator Mike Rush and Representative Paul McMurtry, and I do want to thank the leaders of the Education Committee, Leader Peisch and Chair Gordon as well. We also have with us members of our statewide K-12 Graduation Council. These include teachers, parents, students, labor leaders, community leaders, college and business leaders, among others. They represent every kind of student and every kind of community in Massachusetts. Thank you for being here. They also include President Jessica Tang, AFT of Massachusetts. That's the American Federation of Teachers, Massachusetts. Shelley Terry, an award-winning teacher from Plymouth North High School, who already went to her classroom this morning and came up to be with us. And Annabelle Griffin, a student at Norton High School. We have parents and caregivers who want the very best for our children, including Maria Fenwick from Scituate, who's with us today. Okay. Good morning. Happy Monday. How was Thanksgiving? Yes? Any leftovers? No, you're through with those? Okay, great. Well, I'm really happy to look out and see all of you young people, okay? Because I want you to know that the work we do in government every day, whether it's trying to build more homes or trying to lower costs or trying to, have the best transit system, the best education system, the cleanest water and cleanest air to breathe, opportunities for you guys, okay? That's what today is about, fundamentally. We're a state that for a long, long time has invested in and cares about our young people. Because you guys not only are our future, you're our now. You're our now. And I don't ever want you to forget that. Because as you leave Dedham High School, know that you need to make your voice heard. You have a role in this government, a role in this democracy. You have a voice now, and you have a voice for the rest of your lives, okay? So hold us all accountable. And speak to what you need and what you want. And know that, as we set up things in our office, I've made a point to make sure I have a youth council for just about every subject matter area, because we want to hear from you guys. You guys actually know a lot more than us about a lot of things, and we want that benefit. But today, we're here to make an announcement about what high school is going to look like in Massachusetts. Okay, I mentioned 250 years of education in Massachusetts. Well, this is about reimagining high school in Massachusetts and making sure that every student who leaves a Massachusetts high school leaves with the tools, the resources, the wherewithal to be as successful as they can possibly be. Whether they're going on to college, whether they're going into the trades or into a career, whether they're joining the military, whatever that is, from wherever students are in Massachusetts, today is about making sure that they leave with what they deserve, which is to be set up for success. We opened, so this doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of people coming together. You know that we're #1 in the country for education? You know that? We're #1 in the country for education. And we're not going to give that ranking up. Let me tell you a little bit about how we got there. So it's about our teachers and our school leaders, our families, our students, our employers that really work hard at the state and local level to make things work and to put our students and education first. And like a good student, we don't stop improving. This is one of these critical moments right now for our state. Last year, there was a vote by the voters to get rid of the MCAS graduation requirement. And that gave us an opportunity to think about what high school should really look like. And so today, we're here to announce that, as I said a year ago that we were going to work together to create a new model for students in Massachusetts, a new vision that sets every high school student up for success. And today, we're speaking to that. Because here in our state, we don't turn away from students, and we don't back down from high expectations. We're not giving up our #1 ranking in education, as I say, but that's so important for what it means for our students, for your families, for our economy. And we will never give up on any student or any community. So we're moving away from high stakes to high expectations, and seizing this moment, this opportunity to reach all of our students and make a Massachusetts high school diploma more meaningful than ever. Today, we are taking a first step. We're releasing a statewide graduation framework that gives our students the most rigorous, complete, and useful public education in America, an education that's a launch pad. Now, here are some of the basics. It starts with a strong foundation of coursework in certain core subjects, like STEM and language skills that everyone needs, no matter what path they choose. It includes exams that are not high stakes, but are the actual course you just took, okay? That will also allow us to phase out MCAS in 10th grade. It includes a capstone project or a portfolio project that showcases students' abilities, because tests are only one way to demonstrate what you've learned to do. We want students to graduate ready for their next step, whatever that is. And that's why every student would complete a career and academic plan with the guidance they need to meet goals. They'll also complete federal and state financial aid applications, FAFSA or MAFSA. So if you want to go to college, that red tape will be out of the way. And every student in Massachusetts is going to learn financial literacy so that you can better manage your money and make decisions that are good for you. All of this together will prepare every student for success, for whatever path they choose. I have high expectations of every young person in this state, and I want you all to have the tools that you need that are real, that are reachable for success in today's world. So instead of putting up barriers to graduating, this is going to be about building bridges to the future that you want. Now, importantly, what we're announcing today builds on great things that are already happening in our schools. You know, my mom was a school nurse. My stepdad was a high school history teacher, basketball coach. And I know in schools across this great state of ours, great things are happening. So we want to build on those investments by announcing this framework. We also want to build on the investments that together our administration and the legislature have made. Investments in things like career pathway programs, vocational education, early college, and college affordability. I want to thank all the teachers, administrators, parents, students, colleges, and employers across this state who gave their input for these recommendations. Together, I believe that we're building the foundation for the next chapter of Massachusetts leadership in education. Today is only the beginning, okay? This represents our initial framework. We've got a lot more work to do to finalize these standards together. To the teachers, let me just say that this framework is based on the outstanding work that you are already doing in classrooms every single day. The success of the final product will depend on educator input every step of the way, using the experience and the knowledge of our educators. For our district and school leaders, this isn't about reinventing the wheel, and it's not about mandates. What it is about is drawing on the strengths that make our schools number one in the country, and working with all of you to bring them to every student in our state. For employers, I want you to know that when you get an application from a Massachusetts high school graduate, you're looking at someone with strong skills who's ready to contribute. And I want you to continue to grow here, employers and businesses, because you know that Massachusetts already has the best workforce in the country, and we're going to continue to add to that. And finally, to every parent and caregiver out there, it's really important to me that you know that when you send your kids off to school in Massachusetts, you know that they are getting the very best education possible. An education that prepares them for success, no matter what they choose to do. And that's really what today is all about. And that's the guarantee that together we're going to make happen. So thank you to everybody who's come here today. And I'm just so excited to get all of this started. And the person who's really been at the helm driving a lot of this is our fabulous Secretary of Education, Pat Tutwiler.
Thank you, Governor. Give it up for the governor one more time. Good morning. Good morning. I know it's Monday and you just got back from a break, but good morning. It got worse, actually. How did that happen? It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you all today, to be welcomed to the Dedham community. Got to give my flowers, as the governor did, to Superintendent Murphy for welcoming us, to Principal Forrest. I know it is not a light lift to have an event like this on a day after or just coming back from a short vacation. Thank you all for welcoming us, and thank you for the work that you're doing here at Dedham High School. It really exemplifies the spirit of the work that we're here to lift up today. We've got a lot of students here. Are any of you all in 8th grade? Oh, you made the walkover. That's fantastic. Where's Mr. Benzie? He didn't make it. Okay. You've got a fabulous assistant principal in Mr. Benzie. Thank you all for being here, 8th graders, and thank you all for being here, high school students as well. Now listen, I know you weren't expecting to come back from vacation and have this kind of event. You've got the governor, the lieutenant governor, Pedro Martinez, Shaq O'Neal, all on your first day back. In all seriousness, today marks an important milestone for public education in Massachusetts. Over the past 10 months, the Statewide Graduation Council has wrestled with a fundamental question. What does it mean to prepare every high school student in Massachusetts for the future that they choose, for the life that they envision for themselves? Now, that question is not lost on me, and it's not an abstract one for me either. Before having the privilege of being your Secretary of Education, I spent 15 years in Massachusetts public high schools as a teacher, as an assistant principal, as a principal, and I've seen firsthand how hard educators work to create meaningful learning opportunities. I've seen firsthand the high hopes that families have for their children. And I know how much all of you, how much all our students can accomplish when the standards are high and the system that supports them is equitable and coherent. That lived experience for me has shaped my approach to this work and makes me so incredibly proud to celebrate this first milestone. Now, we're all family here this morning. We can acknowledge an uncomfortable truth, and it is this. Over the past 25, 30 years, we've seen elementary schools evolve pretty substantively. We've seen middle schools evolve pretty substantively in terms of education and experience. High school, not as much. See, all of you that are holding those signs that say reimagine high school, that is real, and that is a commitment that this administration is lifting up and engaging substantively, ensuring that every graduate is truly prepared for life after high school. How are we doing that? As the governor said, increasing access to career-connected learning by adding seats to career technical education, adding or expanding innovation career pathways, where about 30% of high schools having at least one in the present moment. Building deeper relevance through growing early college opportunities and advancing tools like My Career and Academic Plan, which help students put the puzzle pieces of coursework and experience together into a workable plan to pursue their dreams after high school. Today's framework builds on that foundation. The governor went through all of the wonderful council members who are here, and I want to thank them for the hard work that they've been engaging over the past 10 months, for bringing their expertise and, frankly, bringing their heart to this work. And thank you to the thousands of Massachusetts residents who participated in the listening sessions and in the surveys. Your voices ground this framework in the realities of our schools. What we're releasing today, as the governor said, is an initial framework, a starting point. It outlines the importance of coursework, offers more opportunities for students to demonstrate their learning in ways that reflect their strengths, and supports them in planning the next chapter of their lives, whether that's higher ed or entering the workforce. This is not about reinventing what works. It's about amplifying strong practices already taking root. And I've seen it firsthand in many districts. I see the superintendent of Salem here. I see the superintendent of Springfield here, superintendent of Taunton, of Chicopee. I've seen this work happening wonderfully in districts. We're trying to amplify this incredible work. We want to ensure that all students in all communities benefit from the same strong foundation. It recognizes this framework, that students learn and show mastery in multiple ways, and notably, that purpose and preparation matter just as much as content. Now, I am encouraged by this framework and what it represents, and I think you can see how enthusiastic I am about it. It represents a shared belief in high expectations, a commitment to clarity and coherence, and a deep respect for the work already happening in our classrooms. And I'm encouraged because this effort reflects what Massachusetts is all about. Educators working together in collaboration with families, students, and partners, all coming together to build something that's ambitious and achievable for all of you, the next generation. To everyone who contributed to this process, I thank you for your partnership and for your leadership. Together, we will build a graduation pathway that honors students' talents, expands their opportunities, and helps them step into their future with confidence and purpose. And with that, it is my distinct honor to welcome Massachusetts' new member of Team Massachusetts. And I said Pedro Martinez, and all the students were looking and said, wait, where is it? I got my notepad for an autograph. My pleasure to welcome to the podium the Commissioner of the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, Pedro Martinez.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let's give it to our secretary again, an amazing leader. And I want to just really thank the members of the Statewide Graduation Council for their work this year. All of these students, all these are volunteers that have full-time jobs, whether it's in higher education, running nonprofits, supporting students like you, teachers. We have our student that's going to be speaking later. And I'll tell you, they came together because of you. And I want to especially thank our governor, Governor Healey, and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll for their leadership and support. We couldn't have done any of this work without your leadership. The research and feedback we collected on the council showed us that our graduation standards had to be comprehensive. So students, when you look at what we're doing, it's really easy to, take each component, but you can't do each component. It's a comprehensive package, because we need a comprehensive set of experiences to which all students can have access to. The proposals we're introducing today are designed to deliver that. As part of this proposal, students will map out their goals and make choices that align to their interests in keeping all their doors open. Students, I always get this question of, Commissioner, what's the best career path? What can I do to be successful? And I always say, what actually ignites your passion? What is it that gets you excited? We also are making sure that the courses you take will align with college admission requirements, and at the end of course assessments will give students an objective look at their own progress. A capstone project or portfolio will allow students to demonstrate their knowledge and skills in different ways. We hear from many students wanting to make sure that they understand the connection of high school to what's going to happen after high school. Our financial literacy requirements will help students to make informed decisions. By the way, the number one request we got from parents, students, teachers was for students to have financial literacy. And it will help you as you think about college financial aid forms and making sure that that the planning process is in place to keep college and all options for all of our students. For our teachers, these proposals will help students see the connection between what you're teaching and a student's future success. For employers, these proposals will help give students the academic foundation and practical skills you've been asking for. Every student will build a career and academic plan that will help them make informed choices about their futures, including what steps lead to a career in different industries. Students, we grew up always having the question of, what do you want to be? And I always felt like that was the wrong question. The real question is, again, what excites you, and then how do we help you get there? What are the coursework? What are the degrees? What are the certifications that will help you get there? Because students, there's nothing crueler than having one of your colleagues do all the work, get all the right grades, and then find out as they're finishing high school that they weren't prepared for all the options that they could have been prepared for, especially when other colleagues across other high schools in the state were being prepared. So again, students, know that this is the beginning of the work, but this is, as the governor said, it's about you. You are the reason, along with our teachers, school leaders, district leaders, that we're #1 in the country. You're the reason we're going to stay #1 in the country. And now we will turn it over to our amazing superintendent, Superintendent Murphy, to continue. Thank you, everyone.